As a woman, I feel that women seeking for employment opportunities should ask themselves that question as well. It's because of how almost paternalistic PDO is in general, not just to women, but paternalistic to men and women. And with an added advantage for women from the perspective of the flexibility that we have. So we have flexible working hours, especially if you have children at home that you have to get ready for school. We do have a lot of facilities which enable us to work off-site. This is the oil and gas sector. Oil and gas sector is known historically to be predominantly male-dominated. In my directorate, we have about 400 staff, 45% are women. It's quite a high percentage. I find the men very accepting, and in fact, to say accepting almost suggests that there's an option not to accept. I don't even think it crosses their mind. So it's more than acceptance. It's a way of life, especially to have 36% of women in the Managing Director Committee. That's quite a high percentage. We have 5 for women, and I'll show you a photograph. It makes me so proud. I'm very passionate about women's issues, so it makes me so proud to look at that photograph there and see 5 women. The men, we're treated with utmost respect. They respect our integrity, they respect our skills. I don't find that I need to bully my way in to say something or to contribute. I have an equal opportunity to contribute. My opinions are valued, they're respected, they're sought for, and it makes you want to do more. I do have quite a few men working for me in my leadership team, so it's a total of 6. I do have 1 woman who reports to me, the rest are men. Again, very respectful. I doubt that it crosses their mind that they're reporting to a woman. And I do chair the tender board, the minor tender boards. I look after the investments for the Omani pension fund. And there as well, we have a balance of women and men. It doesn't come into play. I think something that might be a little bit different is our Omani women field engineers who started going into site. Yeah. By the way, we were awarded an ADIPAC award because in the GCC, so this is the Abu Dhabi, it's a Petroleum award. We did get that award. We got it in late 2013 because there wasn't a demonstration in the GCC of women being nurtured and being given the facility to work on in an interior location. When they wanted to introduce this program of the ladies going into the interior, I believe it was helpful to have 5 of us there because we can empathize. You know, if I was going in and I'm a woman, what would I require? What facilities would be important to me? So for instance, we said it would be vital to have, for example, a lady doctor rotating in and out frequently, to have a lady mentor. So one of our directors is a full-time mentor to them. They can call anytime. In actual fact, they can call us anytime. All 5 directors, they can call anytime. But it helps for women's issues to have, you know, a female doctor going in there, whether it's due to emotional issues or physical issues and so on. And then when they come during their rest days, by the way, our clinic, I've already talked about the clinic, but we also have specialist support like gynecology. So we have a gynecologist coming in very often, or mammograms. So we have that coming in very often. Often when we go into the interior, we make a point to go and touch base with them. It's very, very important to have the feminine type of opinion. And you know, the other thing that I really love about this company is we don't need to pretend we're something that we're not. You see women and you kind of think, are they really women? Because, you know, they're in dark colors and they behave in a very masculine way. Because as women, I believe that we might have this question mark in our heads that, you know, if we don't sound masculine or we don't project, you know, this masculinity, then we're not going to be accepted. And it's not true. We can celebrate our femininity and our womanhood and still be respected for the fact that we are women. We are women. I don't need to be a man to be accepted here. To say is that women should be more supportive to one another. There's this notion that they should also be harsher. And sometimes it's actually at the detriment of other women. I don't support that. We have to support one another, and I'm not saying, to the extent of being like, displaying nepotism to other women, not preferring other women to other men. You treat everyone equally, but you don't go the extra mile to be more difficult to a fellow female. As women, I think, we tend to doubt ourselves. Men do display this, confidence, and outwardly they're inwardly confident. But women have this little question mark inside, can I really do it? Can I display or communicate or clearly articulate myself such that my male colleagues will understand, and so on. There's this element of self-doubt. I think it's innate. I don't know why, but it is innate in women. And I think women who have gone through the ranks should be out there to help and mentor other women. For sure, he has had an immense impact towards the progression of women in this country. Since the 60s, 70s actually, women were able to go and pursue an education. If I look at countries like Afghanistan, it's still, today, and we're in 2014, it's still a challenge for women to receive education. In some instances, they have to do it in hiding. Now, His Majesty, I am so passionate about His Majesty. To be honest, I get teary-eyed when I think about him. That's my picture with him.
Yes, I noticed that.
Yeah, I'm a passionate supporter. So in terms of giving us access to free education, because in the 70s you have to understand, not everyone had that socio-economic background, and so few schools, and people couldn't afford to go into private schools necessarily. So to be able to give an equal opportunity for women to pursue an education, that is really commendable. That is really commendable. And again, I say that because it's against the backdrop of an environment in the 70s where it's a man's world. But for His Majesty to stand up, he's a Muslim, he's an Arab, to say, actually, equal opportunity. I want women to get an education, and these are schools for women. There were dedicated schools for women. That is really saying something about the character and wisdom of His Majesty. In addition, even more so recently, the number of scholarships that are available for women, not just to study within Oman, but to go out. Because we learn from the cultural diversity of being in a different country, appreciating different cultures, and more importantly, being ambassadors for our country. This is what this country is about, giving equal opportunity to women. Even if you look at, the number of women in parliament, the number of women working in ministries as ministers, the number of women sitting in boards, where our numbers are up there, if you compare us to, I like to say, our neighboring countries, we're quite progressive. And again, I want to highlight, His Majesty doesn't just encourage women, for instance, in the private sector and public sector, also entrepreneurs. This whole business about small to medium-sized enterprises, and that wouldn't happen if His Majesty didn't create a platform to enable us to do that.